Alright, so we're going to look at this is everywhere array 2 in CodingBat. So what it says, we'll say that the value is everywhere in the array for every pair of adjacent elements in that array. At least one of the pairs is in that value. Return true if the given value is everywhere in the array. It's a little bit confusing, but basically it's saying that 1 should be at least every other value I should see a 1. So here, the 2, I see it there, but I don't see it in these two. That's why it's a false. 1, I see it there, but I don't see it in these 3 and 4, so it's a false. So what we really need to do is loop through and check not only our current value, but either the next value or the previous value. So this is kind of a common thing, and you have to be careful when you're looping like this that you don't get an out of bounds. You can do this one of two ways with your loop, but we definitely don't want to use it for each loop. We want to use it for our loop where we're counting, because we're going to essentially need to reference that index value. So I'm going to say I less than, or my array is nums.length, and this is going to be I++. I'm going to loop through everything, and if I do this, I'm going to end up getting an out of bounds at some point, because I don't necessarily need to see every value, because I'm going to look before and after, and so doing so is going to cause an issue. And I can address that one of two ways, and we'll look at that in a second. So what I essentially want to do is I want to say if my current value or the previous value is not equal to that value here, then return false. Otherwise, if I make it through everything, I can say return true. Remember, every time I hit a return statement, if I get to that return false in my if, then it'll exit out and I'll never get to that return true. So how do I check my current value and the previous value? Well, nums is my array, so nums I is my current value. And I'm going to say if nums I is not equal to the value that they give me, and my previous value, so that's nums I minus 1, is also not equal to the value that they're giving me. If both of those are true, then I can say return false. So what I'm doing is I'm checking my current value and the previous value, and if they're not equal to one of those, or to that, then I know it's not right, and I can say return false. Now here's the issue. I won't get an out of bounds when I get to the end of my array. My highest number is going to be less than length minus 1, so that'll be okay. But my very first one, when I is 0, I'm going to go 0 minus 1, I'm going to get negative 1, I'm going to get an out of bounds for that. And so that's going to be my issue. So what I need to do is I need to adjust this to say, let's just start at 1. So my first one compares values 1 and 0, my second one 2 and 1, etc. Now the other thing I could have done is I could have said nums I and compared it to nums I plus 1, so look at the current plus the next one, and then here I have to loop through nums length minus 1 to get it to work. So with all that in place, I hit go, and I'm good to go. I hope you got that as well. Thanks.